Right. And okay, won the coin flip here against Rebellious Noob on Angus the Arsonist. Pretty good hand for the aggressive matchup, honestly. Get to lead on Sentry on 1, and we're gonna have Emsee on 2 into Strangle on 3, so it's about as good as we could draw it up against an aggressive deck. Yeah, Chris Woods was able to get me an updated API tool, or updated Linux build that has the API working. My API tool is working again. So those on screen again. Forward, sweet. Another Sentry makes this MC free. Having acceleration on the play is pretty good. Strangle requires double blood, so we can't play that this turn, but I think I'd rather play the MC anyways, right? Start generating us some card advantage here. This also holds their 3-1 at base since it says Swift Strike. That's annoying. So, ice my MC. Blocks. Now, I guess we're gonna get to rebuy MC with this in 2 turns. Really use a threat to play this turn though. Socketed card. Socketed card. Hey, look, that's a socketed card. Sweet one, too. Reduced to 1 cost by my Sentries of Nulzann here. It's another Flight Swift Strike. No, I don't really ever plan on playing PvE. I play games mostly as a competitive outlet, so PvE just doesn't really have any appeal to someone like me. Which is fine. Not every aspect of every game has to appeal to every player. Fireball, that's annoying. Okay, so now the question becomes, do I want to... Man, this is not great for us. Do I want to... So I have to kill the Righteous Outlaw, even though I could block it for free with the Sentry, because otherwise they're going to get to transform that next turn. I guess I'm just taking 6 here. The question becomes, which of these 2 do I want to bring back to my hand? The Soulspeaker could grab the MC back later, but the MC also generates card advantage, so it's probably going to depend on what we draw here. Hopefully a piece of action. Grimskull Tactician. It's a 3-4. That's good for us. I'm definitely getting back one of these 2 with my champion power. Worth noting, even though this is organically a 3 cost, you can see the cost reduction from my Sentries of Nulzann track through to the discard pile. So I can get back the Soulspeaker even though it initially cost 3. I think I'm going to take the Soulspeaker here. And part of the reason I'm taking the Soulspeaker is in the event that my opponent has, say, a Matriarch of the Flames and they don't have a Ruby for it, this will be able to hold that back on defense. Alright, let's see if we can hold back the onslaught. Remember, our health total says 12 here, but in reality, we're basically at 9 because Angus's champion power with 1 more charge is just going to dome us for 3. The opponent has like a Mama Yeti here, or a... It's okay. Yeah, see, they basically just can't attack here, right? Another threat would be great. Altar of Nulzann's like a pseudo-threat. I'm gonna go and attack with this Soulspeaker Revenant, I think. Because when this Diligences, it'll get back my MC. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Altar of Nulzann out. opponent just packs it in. Wow. Okay. Seems a little premature, but I'll take it, I guess. I don't have a ton of stuff in my board for these aggressive decks. I think mostly we just like don't want Withering Gaze in our deck, and I want more things that play to the board, so we're gonna cut the 4 of those and bring in these cheap shots and these Winter's Grasps. Hey, Carthaxian with the brand new, very generous $9.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I really appreciate that that level of support. Welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I think we're just four Withering Gazes out, 2 cheap shots, 2 Winter's Grasp in, just as more spot removal. I don't think this is a wise Magistrate matchup. Hey, Rabble Rickets with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much to both of you. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here, so welcome to the channel, and thank you for that. Then support. Can I put the event list on here anywhere that's not gonna... Not gonna be annoying. Let's see what happens when I draw my opening hand. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you get to catch it on YouTube. That's why I put them there, so they're useful to other people. Right about there. Perfect. This hand. You know what? I wonder, my board's not well built for this matchup. You can see here, I've got these 4 altars in my deck. I think post board, I want to be able to cut 2 to 4 of these, and it's just, so this hand is pretty bad for the matchup. It's like tough to mulligan a Sentry on 1 against the deck my opponent's playing, but I think that's definitely a redraw. Alright, Scapegoat on 1, so 0-1 with Rage 1 and Speed. This can't block, whenever it becomes blocked, it bounces back to my opponent's hand, so Sentry of Nulzann, very good against that. This hand doesn't have a second resource in it just yet, but if we go Sentry on 1, Sentry on 2, we'll be able to play this Cryptcurse Knight out without drawing a second resource. Perfect. Hit the second resource right on time. So now our hand's actually just kind of insane, right? I get to play this, and then next turn I get to go this for Diamond, and then I can play this Sentry, which makes this free, and then I can play this for 1. So I'm actually going to get to go Sentry, Cryptcurse, Spiritbound Knight. I could swap these, right? Put this here and slide this guy here. Yeah, that's probably good. Even put the 4th thing up in there. A little less cluttered. Yeah, like that. It's about the same height as my hand then. Yeah. Beauteous. Another Sentry of Nulzann. Lol. The chat's not on the screen. I gotta refresh. Thank you. Okay, Twitch chat. Reload. Test. Reload. There we go. Silly thing. Anywho, Sentry of Nulzann, Cryptcurse Knight, Spiritbound Vicar. A Fate Weave a resource? Nah, I'm putting down resource on top of my deck. Let's be greedy. And this has speed. And this says when I play it, or when this hits my opponent, I get another Cryptcurse Knight. And this one also has speed, so I'm not going to play this Cryptcurse Knight out. And the reason for this is I want to play this Altar of Nulzann next turn, and I can play this Altar, which will cause this Cryptcurse Knight to draw a card. Oh god, what a tilt. This, if you want to beat the Sockets decks and you're playing Ruby cards, Arctic Rust is a real great way to do it. So punished for not having played this out. I think I'm just snapping this trade here. I just want to preserve my health total. That's true. They didn't get the altar. I guess I should have taken a resource on that last one, right? That was greedy not to. I'm gonna play this Sentry out. Opponent just packs it in. Opponent subscribing thoroughly to the school of thought. Why play games that you're kind of losing when you could re-queue and play another one? I have all the plus defenses in this matchup out already, Bob. The plus defenses are in the Grimskulls. So they're 3/4s. Oh, I wanted to tweak my board a little bit, right? I think I want to... Diamond favors seem kind of mediocre. Not 100% sold on these Wise Magistrates either. I feel like I want, like, one more cheap shot and then maybe one more piece of spot removal past that. I don't think it's genuinely a bad matchup for Angus. I think I drew pretty well there, for being completely honest. I just want one cheap shot out. Random Wise Magistrate in here, sure. Yeah, candles are definitely popular. And I could see Arcing Light being okay in the board too. God, I keep going back and forth. Arcing Light's really good against candles and momentum. Let's put Arcing Light in over this last one. Kinda. Like in reality, anyone that gets to actually play their cards out is bad for Angus. Like, Angus's cards are, like, cheap, and they beat you by getting under you, so, like, they get to kill your things with things like Cremates and Fireballs, right? Like, they probably have eight pieces of spot removal in their main deck that can kill my cheap threats, so... Good morning to everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are enjoying yourself. We're hanging out playing some Hex this morning. We're kicking the tires on Blood Diamond Sockets to start the morning. I want to play some more Diamond Wild Momentum later. Maybe we'll dip into a bad control deck. Maybe we'll brew something new. Haven't quite decided yet, but Fridays is all Hex all morning. Noxious Survival? I don't feel like that card does anything. I need to change a diaper? Smells like I need to change a diaper. I'll be right back. Kind of a crappy morning, huh? Most literal sense of the word, it's a crappy morning. Whoop, whoop. Back to the back to playing against Mill, it looks like here. Yarna of the Lost Voices. Where did my mouse go? When you have three monitors, it's easy to lose your mouse. The old double well hand, which is really unfortunate because Withering Gaze is probably pretty good in this matchup. Redraw. It's like not super exciting, but it's actually, we could get in a lot of trouble here. And this is why the mill deck gets some free wins. So like I'm keeping this hand because it's 1 ice shard, so we're guaranteed a second. But if my opponent plays drop on 1 and mills buries the top card of my deck, whew, dodged it. Alright, that's another one. Pretty good chance we get buried out of this one, but I'm going to try it anyways. So Yarna, for those that are newer to Hex, 23 starting health, 4 charge, champion activation, draw a card unless an opponent buries the top 5 cards of their deck. We're just Cult of the Nameless City, probably going to play their drop. Yep, there goes my resource. Joke's on you, wasn't a diamond anyways. Can I draw a diamond? Can I draw a diamond? Nope. Alright, Emsee go. I wonder if this deck has the aggression to really get under a deck like my opponent is playing. It feels like I'm probably going to be a touch slow on average most games. Alright. Start by attacking with this. I know people that have played their way all the way into Cosmic with the cheapest budget deck on my list. Tinted Whispers. That's the escalation. I didn't realize this had an alternate art. Hero Fall. God, all these cards are good against me. I think I'm taking this Hero Fall away from them. Not in a good spot, having bricked off a couple of resources here. So what does this card do? When this attacks, bury cards from the top of the opposing champion's deck until you bury a troop. When an opposing troop is buried, create a random chaos touch and put it in your hand. Alright, so if we draw a diamond, we're going to kill this. Decree of Banishing. Well, I mean, sure. Unblockable? No, it's lethal. So this guy's going to deal 2 damage to my opponent. They're going to bury a bunch of cards off the top of my deck here, which, oh good, that gives me another thing. Wait, they had a 3rd piece of removal, didn't they? Or am I misremembering? Well, this thing doesn't even have to connect, it just has to hit me. That's pretty good. Oriole Cockatoys. Alright, we're pretty dead here. I'm just not gonna... You probably know most of the contents of my deck, but let's not say we did. Man, do I really have anything I really want to change post-board in this matchup? I guess I could bring in this Totemic Elder. That in it. Put this on a lookout, maybe. This for Curtis. I wonder if I should bring in the extra Dark Heart in this matchup. See that being a thing. These Decree of Banishing, just leave these Strangles in. Grab this Winter's Grasp. Yep. Yeah, he could have just held it back and then, like, buried cards off the top of my deck. Just added all 15 to red 75. Yeah, I think that's a bad plan in Constructed. I think in Sealed, like, boarding up when you can add more resources in is, like, 10 out of 10 a great idea. Not think it's a good idea in Constructed. Soulspeaker Revenant's actually kind of funny in this matchup, because it can, like, bring random stuff back from my discard pile that's been buried. I guess my champion power is kind of sweet for the same reason, right? Now the question is, do I want to play the Soulspeaker on 2 here? Or do I want to play this Altar out? kind of feel like I just want to start pressuring my opponent. I'm gonna play the Soulspeaker out. I've got plenty of action. Let's just do this. Start beating my opponent down, hopefully. Hopefully we hit a non-slow shard next turn, and then I can play Altar plus Emsee. Generate some card advantage that way. Opponent has a... must have a Casualty of War, right? Yep. So, didn't, You know, with the host. Welcome to folks coming over from the Heroes channel. Alright, well, Animus has the Hope Gem in it, so the turn I draw it costs 2 less. And then let's play this Emsee out. Let's go! Off to the races. To the races. Suddenly 7 power for 2 resources. It's a good rate. Was not the 3rd resource we were asking for, but it'll do, pig. So they're not playing their drop, so I assume this means they have another piece of removal here. I'm just gonna play this Spiritbound Vicar and trigger all of this and start pressuring here. A Fate Weave resource to the top of my deck. Good chance they mill it, but might as well try, right? Wow, they just have stone nothing. They have the Bury 3. Okay, yeah, they have the Bury 3 draw card. Makes sense. Alright, and I mean, like, my board's pretty insulated against a Massacre even, right? Like, if they cast Massacre here, I'm gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6 points of power left still. That resource doesn't let you play Massacre this turn. Into the Unknown, sure. Turned into a Sentry of Nulzann, that's kind of hilarious. I'm playing this out. This. Attack with these 2. Yeah, they're dead through a Massacre here, so I'm just gonna play this and pass. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Grimskull. There is in fact a creature in the background. Can confirm. Creature screeches. Disconnected. Come back, opponent. I'm still at game 3, so this is probably an actual internet issue as opposed to assault. Yep. I think I'm happy with how I reserved here. Yes, Python. That's actually one of the things that's really cool about this champion power. Is that Sentry of Nulzann, it explicitly says your socket and troops in all zones have -1 cost, so alongside Bishop Elijah, if you have multiple sentries, your Animuses can come back, your Grimskulls can come back, etc. Yeah, it's one of the things that's a really sweet synergy with this deck. The core of the sockets deck is certainly very powerful, like the Sentry Emsee Animus like core. I'm not sure. I really like Bishop with it because of that synergy. I'm not 100% sold that the Blood is the second threshold that I want. It's a pretty easy redraw here. Only one resource. This is a keep on the draw with a Sentry and things. So for Magic deck listers, I need to write up a page so I can just link people. If you're a subscriber, it's a $12 donation for the cost of the league. If you're a non-subscriber, it is a $20 donation. You need to make sure that you check with me to make sure it's a deck list I'm willing to play beforehand. You should DM me on Twitter or Twitch with a deck list and say, hey, is this something you'd play? And then I add it into my donation deck list queue. Hexers out there, actually this is a donation deck list for Hex. For Hex, since we have a free-to-play ladder for a $5 donation, I will play a Hex deck of your choice in a few matches on stream, get it into the and into a queue. We had a resource or two here. This hand will be pretty good. Second Sentry, sure. This means even if we break on we are so good at drawing Sentry today, just like better at drawing Sentries than we are drawing resources. Like next turn I get to go Sentry, Emsee, Cryptcurse. This is, I discard a card and then bury 3, so I go ahead and bin this Grimskull. Binned a resource off the top of my deck. What a tilt. Would have worked out perfect. If we get a shard here, we're going to just play our entire hand, then Onslow Shard. Tilt. Alright, I'll play this. Hopefully they don't hero fall my Emsee. We drew a second one. So the Cryptcurse hits them. It makes a free Cryptcurse, and this one has speed, so we don't need to play it out there, which is good, considering I accidentally auto-passed through my second main phase. Don't hero fall my Emsee, don't hero fall my Emsee, don't hero fall my... Tilt. Tilt! There's only 3 Emsees in this deck, too, to avoid situations exactly like that. Alright, what do you got? Casualty of War, Demented Destiny. Alright, well the rest of these cards don't do much, so we're gonna take the Casualty of War. So, play this Cryptcurse Knight out. Man, if we'd have hit the extra resource last turn to be able to take that hero fall away from them, we'd be so well off. This does not have speed, so let's play it out. And then we kind of just need to dodge our opponent ripping Massacre for a little while here, right? Basically what we're looking to do. Worth noting, we can't play the Soulspeaker out even though we have 1 resource because we're lacking a diamond threshold currently. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to let them draw a card here because the opponent's deck has a lot of cards in it that get more powerful. They even had one in their hand when 20 cards get into my crypt, so I think I want to keep them off of getting 20 cards in my crypt if possible. Hey, Blood Ice. Good stuff. They draw Hero Fall for this? Because remember, they drew a Hero Fall. Okay, I was gonna say, Casualty of War can't kill these Dorkos. Let's crack in with these. I'm gonna go ahead and Fate Weave a resource to the top of my deck, might as well. There's a chance they bury it off, but there's also a chance they don't. We need a diamond to unlock our Soulspeaker Revenant here in hand. Also, at some point, they're probably going to massacre us. Yep, there's a drop. So you assume we're gonna see this play, yep. Diamond Shard. Hopefully we get a diamond or some castables here. They're dead in 4, so really we needed like 1 more hit off these Cryptcurses to be in a good spot here. They're uncastable. Good stuff, good stuff. Yep. I'm gonna attack with these before I play this Withering Gaze, because there's a non-zero chance that my opponent, Oh, that's non-resource. Alright. I mean, if they just brick for a turn or 2 here, we're gonna get them, right? They're dead in 2. I need 2 bricks out of them. That's 1 brick, because they had a well in their hand, not a Shard of Cutting, so... For 1, a Massacre. Hex.tcgbrowser.com has even created cards that you can search for. Alright, what's your last card, opponent? Does it get rid of both of these? Does it get rid of both of these? Does it get rid of both of these? Well of Cutting, GG's opponent. Well, sometimes you don't need diamond to win a game. Alright. Sometimes you don't need diamond to win a game. Just... Cryptcurse Knight's really sweet. When I said I wasn't sure if I wanted blood as to be the secondary shard in this deck, and Cryptcurse Knight with speed is very good. Lets you generate a lot of reasonable card advantage. Sargon Veto here playing Braddock the Busher. 6 charges. Draw 2 cards, you lose 2 health. I think I'm going to keep this hand. It's not stellar, but Altar of Nulzann is one of our best cards against these control decks, so I don't think I can throw back a hand that has an Altar in the opener in good conscience. Like this needs another Threshold, obviously, but Emsee's a great draw. We just have a lot of good draws in this. A lot of good draws to make this hand like very, very reasonable. So. Huh. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna play the Animus out here. So again, Animus says the turn you draw it, if you have a diamond, it gets -2 cost. So if I didn't play that Animus there, it was gonna go back into a 4 cost. So pretty happy to just get that out onto the board here. See if they have a way to get rid of this. Cockatrice. Alright, I'm gonna ditch this and this. Hopefully bidding the Decree of Banishing doesn't come back to bite me. Cryptcurse Knight. I'm gonna play this Emsee out here to trigger my Animus so I get a guaranteed trigger off it in case they have a hero fall next turn. In fact, it's possible I should discard this other Animus out of my hand to that Cockatrice because of the threat of hero fall here, killing my Animus. No second blood yet. That's good. It means Massacre's not on the table yet either. Another Cockatrice. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to bin these two. An Altar of Nulzann's a card that can really let us catch up from this double Mind Rot effect. Strangle with no blood thresholds. Perfect. Just like we drew it up. I mean, opponent's got 4 cards in hand, but, like, got a pretty good board. If they can't kill this turn, we're gonna get to... Ooh, that's scary. Don't massacre me, bro. Don't massacre me, bro. Don't massacre me, bro. Strangle. I guess they're gonna Strangle Hero Fall. That's technically not Massacre. Strangle, yep. This isn't card for card. I changed a couple of things. I fixed the resources. Hey, Kodo the Mage. With the 2-month subscription. No diamond, no blood, no problem. Welcome back. There's a Cryptcurse Knight in my bin. I think that's actually better than getting the Emsee here. Because not only is it going to draw a card, but it's going to, like, get in this turn. Yep. This seems great. Copy of itself. Virgil, I know you said you didn't think this card was impressive, but I think you're wrong. I've got 15 blood in the deck. I think Strangles are fine. So now the question becomes, do I want to play this turn? Or do I want to save it for next turn to... I think I'm going to save this. I think there's a good chance if my opponent's like a Friendly Ashes or a Massacre, they're going to do it just to this board. Although I guess the upside to playing this is my opponent is then dead on board. But... oh, this is only a 2-1. I think I want to save this to draw a card. I guess this is pretty terrible against Hero Fall, right? They already played... no, they haven't played any of those. Huh. They almost certainly have 4 From the Ashes in their deck, though. Man, I'm bad at this. Man, I'm bad at this. Alright, sure. You're getting dick no matter which way we did that, I guess. Socketed card. Alright, so this is kind of a socketed card, because Altar of Nulzann makes a 3-drop, which Sentry turns into a 2-drop. You know, let's go. I was probably supposed to play the Cryptcurse out there. I think that was a mistake looking back. I wasn't thinking about Hero Fall. I was only thinking about Sweepers. They definitely had 4 Hero Falls in their deck still. Alright, sacrifice a troop I control. Yeah, that's fine at this point. I don't really care about this Sentry. I don't want to give them a Phantom as a blocker. You can have a Daybreak. I guess I could throw away this 2-1. 2-2. That's similar. I really don't want to give them a Daybreak to stabilize their health total with. Oh, that's a good one. Got... Sweet. Excellent. Nothing dicks these control decks like 4 main deck Withering Gaze. What do I think about which deck? This deck I'm playing right now or the deck my opponent's playing? This deck I'm playing right now seems very reasonable. It's had a very good win rate on the ladder. It's got like 300 matches logged with like a 75% win rate. Which is like super, super good. I mean, both those cards dick the control decks. Yeah, I think this deck's a great choice for getting it. It has a lot of sweet play to it. I'm not sure, some of the little details might not be 100% in this deck, but the little details don't really cost much money. Like the Strangles might be worse than like more Decree of Banishings, for instance. But like the core of the cards that like are the rares that actually cost money is Animus of Nulzann. One way you could make this deck a lot more affordable if you wanted to budget it a little bit is Heart of Nulzann is a bunch of dollars, and not having Heart's not going to change the integrity of the deck a ton. You could also budget these Hero Falls on the board. Like, I think these 2 Hearts and these 2 Hero Falls are like half the cost of this deck in terms of dollar-wise. Alright, any rate, thinking about this particular matchup they were playing right now, Wakuna Lookout and Duskwing Scout out. I think I'm going to cut these Decree of Banishing. They likely have Bride of the Damned in their deck. I think I'm going to board in the Totemic Elder, the Dragonspeaker, and these Hero Falls to kill their things. Dragonspeaker, what do I want in her? Do I use all my speed gems? I've used all my speed gems. Hey, I have Fate Weave left. Oh, she has a major socket, right? I can put Abomination in her? Yes, I can. Totemic Elder. Add in him. Maybe Burgle, there's like merit to like having cheap Fate Weave, like Diamond Shard, Wakuna Lookout lets you keep. I also like this card's in my deck to like be efficient against aggressive decks, is like why he's there. They probably have Constants in their deck, right? So like maybe one of these Diamond's favors is good. I'm gonna trim a Sentry. They just get caught up in the sweepers a lot of the time. Bring in another Heart. Try. Almost ran out of reserving time there. This hand just really doesn't do anything. So this is like a good, like, we have resources and non-resources, but I just don't think it's particularly good. We were looking for like an altar at our opener. This hand's like not exciting, but I think it's a keep at 6. It's got a Sentry into an Animus at least. It's okay, Dwight. Math's tough. Math's really tough, I know. I get to needle Dwight because he's got a math degree too. People in Hex seem to love playing these like kind of mid-range blood and control decks, so I think this deck is an excellent choice if you're someone that wants to try and beat up on that style of deck. This hand is not panned out too well so far. Kept 4 resources on the draw and I've hit running resources. This one, they buried my non-resource off the top of my deck. Some other things. shard. All right. So here's actually kind of an interesting question. Do I want to play this Animus out and likely run it into a piece of removal? Or do I want to wait a turn? I think I'm actually going to hold this Animus for a turn because I think it's almost certainly going to die if I play it out. And then next turn, I can use my champion power to return this Cryptcurse Knight to my hand, and then I can go Animus into Cryptcurse Knight and guaranteed get an Animus trigger. That's not a bad draw either, down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and get this Cryptcurse Knight back. Play Animus. And then again, we get priority back right away, so my opponent never has a chance to kill this Animus before I get to play this Cryptcurse Knight. So they can kill the Animus now, but like, I've gotten the trigger, right? And if they choose to kill this Animus with spot removal as opposed to the Cryptcurse Knight, my Cryptcurse Knight's going to generate a friend for my hand, which is nice. I have no idea. I feel like Bride of the Dam's price tag is, and this happens in Magic too, is like TCGs have what the only way I can refer to it as is price memory. Basically, this card was expensive at the start, so it just stayed expensive. Like, it genuinely takes a long time for cards to, like, come down even though they're not being played. Like, look at Tarmogoyf's price history in the modern format in Magic, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, there's no reason this card should cost as much money as it does. Alright, well, so this is something I did. I put the sacrifice gems in my Dark Heart for board states exactly like this. So that way, when this Sentry is my only troop, I could just sack it because it's going to die anyways. Next Judgment, discard a random card, give them you can have a Daybreak, my Dark Heart will kill that. Discard a random card, I'll bet a random card. Of course we lost my spell. When this dies, I get an 8/8 to replace it. No, wait, that's the different one. Great, attack for 8. Do I want to play out this Altar of Nulzann? Unsure. I do. No, that was loose, right? I'm going to sacrifice this next turn. I guess I get a dork out of it. I guess I get to keep this if they kill my Dark Heart. Although if they, from the ashes of my Dark Heart, I'm going to lose this and my Dark Heart. Dark Heart smaller. Have a Daybreak. They have a Dark Heart of their own. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you're probably right, Burgle. Yeah, like I said, I think this was loose. I don't know. I probably should have waited until I drew another socketed card so I could, like, guaranteed cycle it. Use the auction house in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. You can list stuff on there. Usually you want to look for what the current pack price is by searching for whatever set your pack is from. And then, you can go from there. List it at a similar price. List them cheaper if you want to sell them quickly. What's going on, Taurus? Yeah, the rock decks are on PvP tools. I guess I'm just passing the turn here, right? Like, there's nothing really worth getting back in here. I guess I could attack with both of these. And then if my opponent wants to chump... Yeah, I'm going to attack with both of these, actually. If my opponent wants to eat this, they have to take 9. They hit a Hero Fall. Strangle, double Strangle, maybe? Yeah, that's unfortunate, because now my opponent gets to keep this 4-6 and I'm down my 2-4. I feel like I mismanaged my resources a little bit this game. Feel like this is probably the end of the road. Just gonna kill this. Into your favorite 3 decks, multiple decks. It depends on how much overlap is between the decks, honestly. This game's pretty done. The tier 1 competitive decks usually range somewhere between 50 and 150 bucks. Like, I think this deck that I'm playing card for card somewhere in like the $80 range. But like half that cost is like 4 cards, so like you could budget these dark cards and these hero falls with other spot removal and a different socketed card here. Like, you could just main deck this Dragonspeaker Daliah, this Totemic Elder, etc., etc. I keep a list of budget Hex TCG decks, Skip Dash, here, that range from 15 to 40 bucks for depending on which of the 3 you pick up. And the most important thing to know coming from Magic is that Hex's constructed ladder is completely free to play on. So basically, if you pick up a budget deck, you don't have to put any more money into the game while you learn it and get a feel for it and make sure it's something that you're going to enjoy playing long term. Turn 2 speed Cryptcurse on the play is real good against these control decks. Why are there Strangles in my deck still? Should have boarded these out, right? Kinda dumb. I drew both the ones that are still in my deck. Yep, 2 Strangles in my deck, and I still have both of them. Yep. Not terribly bright, chat. That doesn't cast Strangle. Oh, look at that! I found a use for this Strangle. I found a use for my Strangle. Discard it to their stupid thing. Alright, yeah, let's play another Cryptcurse. We're basically just going to be like, alright, we're going to keep playing Cryptcurse Knights until you deal with these things. And then, once we get out of the Cryptcurse Knight phase of the game, we'll start playing our other cards out. Yeah. Got a hero fall out of them, and I still have a 2-1 left over. Crunch. Play this Soulspeaker Revenant out. A little soft to Massacre. Yep. Right on time, Withering Gaze. Right on time. Another Massacre, Strangle, ZX Judgment. I think I just want to try and slog through this removal, right? So I'm going to take the ZX Judgment out here. Play this Nefarious Corruptor. Abomination Gem, notably bad against effects like Strangle and Massacre because... Huh. They still have a Massacre in their hand, right? Or am I misremembering? I left them with a Massacre, didn't I? They have Strangle Massacre right now. Why did I leave them with a Massacre? Because I'm dumb. Wanted to take their 2-for-1. Massacre is going to be a 2-for-1 regardless. Oh. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with this. It's passing the turn. I'm not going to play into a Massacre here. So, opponent made a pretty big mistake here. They played that during my main phase. So, because they played it during my main phase instead of my end of turn, I got to play this Animus out. Oh, I guess I messed up here, right? When they strangled there, I should have champ powered right away and gotten my Emsee back because that would have made that a 4-4. I'm so good at this game. X is a skill game and the better player always wins. Snake that Massacre there. Everything worked out. Just like we drew it up, chat. Just like we drew it up. Easy game, easy life. Altar's actually a great draw here. It's something that can help us grind through. What did they draw that wasn't a resource that can't kill this? The Knight already had the trigger on it. Unless you're just delayed a little bit. Okay, so opponent hits their champion power here. They're going to go down to 7. This is not a negligible amount of health. They need to kill this, otherwise it's going to start drawing things. And when this draws things, and the whole snowball effect happens very quickly. Can I get a socketed card? That'd be great. It's not a socketed card. I'm going to play this out because I have the stupid Demented Whispers in their deck, and I don't want to lose the resource in my hand to that to bluff something. Wow, so he's got a bunch of spot removal. Altar of Nulzann is really good at grinding through random spot removal. Just, like, amazingly so. So, every socketed card we play from here on out draws a card. This is actually a good pickup because it means if my opponent draws a Dark Heart, I can kill that, so I keep my altar around. From the ashes, yep. I don't have anything too scary in here, right? I have a Dark Heart of my own. Actually, we don't care about that at all. We just get to do this, now all their Dark Hearts are gone. Yep. Line. Socketed card. Yeah! Draw a card! Woo. 1. And we're at the point where I love the champions in Hex, so now next turn we're at a point where even if we draw another resource, it's fine for us because a resource means I hit my champion power, which means I get a socketed card, which means I draw another card. Guidance into guidance, yo dog. Yo dog, heard you like guidance, so your guidance got a guidance, got a guidance. My opponent is well guided, you could say. And like again, even if they're drawing more spot removal at this point, like they're basically just treading water, right? Like these cards aren't actually costing me cards. Replacing themselves. Dragonspeaker Daliah would be hot. Animus of Nulzann, take it. Hey, into Dragonspeaker Daliah. Trigger. I'm so good at this game. When I said Dragonspeaker Daliah, I meant Animus into Dragonspeaker Daliah, obviously, because that's way better. End step, she illuminates and makes a candle. Remember that time I messed up my Withering Gaze on turn 1 or turn 2? And then we're just like a filthy savage and drew out of it? I like being a filthy savage. If you haven't tried being a filthy savage while playing a TCG, 10 out of 10 would highly recommend. Highly recommend. If they kill this, I get a 5/6. If they massacre me, I still have 3 power left. Oh no, not my Animus. Yep. Alright. Alright. He's down to a 2-3. Why is there... Oh, lordy. So I was like, why is there a Massacre in my deck? When you Withering Gaze, you get... The card goes into your deck. It doesn't go into your opponent's discard. So we drew their Massacre, which is not... That's... Look at that. Just... Yep, it's gone. Are we going to get buried out of this game? We might get buried out of this game. That buried 9. The next Demented Whispers is burying 12. Holy crap. Don't play a third. Have a heart, opponent. Have a heart. Can I even play that? There's only 4 cards left in my deck. Back with these first, see what happens. I think I'm holding this. Oh, you know what? I could have played this and hit a Cryptcurse site or a Shard for a Cryptcurse site and killed my opponent here. Alright, we're passing now, but this was 10 out of 10 a mistake. I should have played this to try and hit the Shard for the Cryptcurse site. I wasn't thinking about that. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, Braddock. Don't bury me out, bro. Have a heart. Yeah. They are dead. They are dead. I will discard my Emsee. My Emsee is gone, with 3 cards left in my deck. Get that? We would have killed them last turn. We would have hit that to grab this, and then we had dealt lethal to the last. Yeah, so like 10 out of 10 should have played the Emsee. Why are there cockatrices in their deck post-board against me? That seems so terrible. Cryptcurse. At any rate, Dragonspeaker Daliah was hot there. She might... Is she just better in the main deck than this stupid Darkheart? Does this deck even want Darkheart in it? The Darkheart has not been particularly impressive. I think I'm just going to put her with the Abomination Gem in the main deck. Seems sweet. Just protect against Darkheart. Daliah went up in price because I had her in my budget candles deck for a little while, so a bunch of people kept buying her with the budget candles deck and it pushed her up. And just like that, Hogland cuts the price of this deck by $20. I'm gonna play one more here. A good game, Sargon. Yeah, because even in just Diamond, right, you can put Flight Swift Strike in here and it's pretty good. Like, the fact that she generates value every single turn is fantastic. Confirmed, yep. Sell Darkhearts, buy Daliahs. Sell, sell, sell. Sell, sell, sell! You wanna pick a show? Alright, what do you wanna watch? What do you wanna watch? Pick one. Altar is very, very good. That's why, so the bash this past weekend, they had an API issue, so they didn't get decklist published everything, but I know the finals was a Diamond Sapphire Control mirror, so... Stupid MTG bot, and it's stupid not working with Hex cards recently. I messaged them on Twitter. They said they're gonna look into it. If they don't fix it soon, we'll have to swap it out for a different bot. Seems great, right? I get to go Sentry into Withering Gaze. You play Cryptcurse Knight. I'm gonna grab a resource or a non-resource here. I probably just want the guaranteed shard, right?
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's hanging out here today. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching, but thanks for choosing to spend part of your Friday here, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Logan. We're hanging out playing some Hex, Shards of Fate right now. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, you can support my content a little bit extra by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those both help support myself financially directly, so I can spend more time doing this and less time doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. HexPrimal.com would love to buy and sell Hex TCG cards with you. If you use code Jeff5 at checkout with them, you'll save 5% on all of your singles orders there with them. Sunrise Spectre. When you verdict, this gets 1/1 in the life drain this turn. Okay, interesting.
What's wrong with this hand? This hand is excellent. I'm gonna Withering Gaze my opponent and play Sentry and Wakuna look at, I think, here. I think there's a good chance they trade this Spectre for my Cryptcurse Knight anyways. End of each turn if you gain health Fate Weave. Adorable frog. Kree. You play a Spirit Verdict. That's a Spirit. Look at that. It's like a combo. Pick. Alright. Pick a show. What do you want? Is taking the Cruel Sentence here too cute? I kind of want to just take the Cruel Sentence. It's like... Yeah, Demented seems fine. I don't know if it's very good against, like, the deck. Like, I was kind of surprised you left it in post-board, but I don't know. I think it's a fine main deck card. Nice, Stu. Opening high dollar cards is great. Sell. We're actually going to play a Shamrock deck after this, if you want to see him in Constructed. Card's great. You can play Bullfrog here. Decree of Banishing. Sure. Long Sentry, I guess. Yeah, but they don't have a third resource, Dowzo. Like, this is basically I'm trying to legacy them, right? Like, I'm like taking their cantrip, like hoping they brick on their third shard. I don't think Demented's actually bad, Burgle. I think you're incorrect on that assessment. I think Demented is more than reasonable. I think leaving it in against an aggressive deck is very silly, but I think saying the card is bad is incorrect. I've been really impressed with that card every time I've played with and against it. I'm definitely playing this. I'll just Strangle this. You do. Just Strangle this and crack them for 3 here. As life drain, so like it's kind of goes against the grain of like what we're trying to accomplish here of grinding them out. Bring them a Phantom here. Yeah, Phantom's fine. You want this? Okay. Usually donation decks are $5. I don't know if I want to tank my rank with that though. That feels like a rank tanker right there. Dragonspeaker Daliah, we're a little bit far off from playing her just yet. Am I okay trading this with this? I feel like I am. Oh, I punted. That was such a mistake. I should have played this Cryptcurse right out, right? Because it says when a troop an opponent controls enters a crypt, it gets plus power. It didn't block anyways. Alright, deal. You can have a Nightfall, I really don't care if you're trying to kill me faster. You can have a Nightfall, I really don't care if you're trying to kill me faster. This thing doubles up, that's pretty good. There's so many sweet things this format that people can be doing. So... I get to Grimskull, which lets me exhaust this Phantom and then crack them for 5, which is going to make me another Cryptcurse Knight here, which is nice. Okay, Shard's not terrible. Get closer to my Dragonspeaker. And once this Cryptcurse hits my opponent, I'll get another Cryptcurse to play out. Weave, not bad. They can help us find our 5th shard for the Dragonspeaker. This gives your spirits. Good. Get play to spirits, so the verdict. Discard a random card. Yep. Fuck. Alright, we're no longer winning the race. We're just dead. I could exhaust these and cut through. We're just gonna die in the sky. Winter's Grasp sounds good. Withering Gaze sounds bad. Hey, Zernex with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you, and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Maybe all the cheap shots are good. They've got a bunch of X1s. You can kill the random Phantoms too. What is Terror Mill? Terror Mill, there's 2 different Terror Mill decks. There's a Terror Mill deck in Immortal, and there's a Terror Mill PvE deck. I believe it's one of the better PvE decks for grinding. Probably not an Altar of Nulzann matchup. Maybe this is just an Altars out matchup and leave a couple of Withering Gaze in, because they have a lot of non-troops. Seems fine, let's just drag my curve down. Am I reserving not gonna work? Oh. You guys still see me live, right? I'm not having a connection issue. Maybe it went through? No, I guess we'll find out. Did it go through? Yeah, it looks like it went through. My thing updated here, which should mean it's saved. Weird. Might be a bug on the Linux client. So for those that are unaware, disclaimer for wonky things like that, I'm currently playing Hex on an unsupported build that was created for Linux. Previously, I've been playing the Windows version of Hex on Linux under Wine.
and the latest Hex patch broke that unsupported mana, and then one of the Hex devs was very kind to take a couple hours out of his day to spit out some native binaries for me, so that's what we're playing with now. No, what supported means is if I have an issue, I can open a support ticket. It's an official build. It's not supported. It is a build from Hex that is native Linux binaries, but it has been given with the asterisk stipulation that, hey, if this breaks, we didn't test this. We're not promising that it works. You're using it at your own risk. That's not something that's supported. So, want to be technical about it? No, it is not. It's an official build that's directly from Hexent, and if you have a Linux computer, you can download it and use it yourself, and it seems to work. It seems to work just fine. And maybe someday down the line, if it's not a lot of work, they'll add it to the official supported platforms that they do, but I don't expect that anytime soon. Which is fine. This works for my needs, which is all I care about. So, at the end of the ladder season, Dwight, the top 64 players in the constructed and limited ladders get invites to play in the Cosmic Crown Showdown, which is a maximum 128 player $5,000 tournament. So long as you remain in the top 64, you get the invite to that. So generally I like to stay like top 32-ish. Awesome, Terminator. I'm glad you're enjoying it. See if they have a Decree of Banishing here or not. Definitely want to take this Emsee off the table sooner rather than later. You know what Bob said? Get to harass fellow Hex heroes who are not quite as high rank as you. Because why not? Deck with Emsee. Alright, play this. Mostly to just get more pressure on the table here. Sacrifice an artifact or constant, give them Daybreak. I'd rather lose by Sentry, right? And give them a Daybreak to gain health with. Unfortunate that Winter's Grasp voided my thing, because I can't Champ Power to bring it back. Yeah, see, now you get it, Dwight. That's the point. Whenever Matt's ahead of me, he's like, all you do is play Hex. Why aren't you above me, Jeff? Oh, God, this stupid card is so good in these aggressive mirrors. A Daybreak, I guess. I really don't want to lose my Growler Grimskull here. Just like a 2/2 evasive life drainer, just like, it's really tough to race if they have anything else going on. gonna hold on to this well and stuff for now. It's possible I should just play them out to like make sure that my opponent can't discard them out of my hand, but on the same side I kind of want to hold this Grimskull to exhaust some things to push through. So they don't have good attacks here. Dragonspeaker Daliah is a pretty lady. Play this one. Diddle their dorks. Diddle their dorkos. That's not true, Bob. I have 2 CCS top 8s. Indictium is still here. Oh, renewed before losing my discard access. Prime subs needed auto renew. Yeah, that would be really nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, get out of here, Bobby. How many CCS top 8s do you have? I've got a top 8 and a top 4. Thanks. Thanks. Get out of here. Good attempt at smack talk. Wait. I'd have to lose Emsee. I don't want to lose Emsee. Alright, you guys can get bigger. Alright, so they're going to 13 here, and I have exactly 13 power on the backswing. No, I'm wrong. 6 and 11. Math is hard. I'll work on mangling it more for next time, if you want. I'm really good at mangling. What is wrong? You want to eat? You want these? You're not having the crackers, because all you do is lick the cheese out of the middle. Alright, hopefully we don't just die next turn. You want pretzels? Get your bowl. An extra chump blocker. Yep, he just licks the cheese out of the center of them. They're like little Ritz crackers. You can have a Nightfall. Either I draw a socketed card and kill you next turn, or I die. Those are our options. God, Lord. Oh God. Sure, why not have a Phantom? See, maybe that was wrong. Man, I'm about to get dumpstered here, aren't I? The opponent's deck is sweet. I have to steal it for a future stream. That's why Hex is great. As soon as this match finishes, I can go on PvP tools and like snake my opponent's deck list. See what it has going on. Or Spirit Verdict Tribal thing or whatever this is. 8 Weave. Ugh. That's not a socketed card. We are very dead. Great. College best. Let's play something else.